Hello everyone. Welcome you all to the 39th module on rational emotive therapy and cognitive therapy, techniques, key concepts and process. This is the first video of the module. As discussed in the previous module, today in the field of counseling, there are various approaches and therapies that are used by professional counselors and therapists to help people to solve their problems, difficulties and disorders. Different techniques and therapies are based on varying conceptions of human personality structure and dynamics. In this module, we will discuss about two more therapies, namely rational emotive therapy and cognitive therapy or cognitive behavior therapy. Their techniques, key concepts and process. The learning objective of this video is to understand the rational emotive therapy. Cognitive behavior theories emphasize the role of cognition and behavior, psychological well-being and functioning of humans. The rational emotive therapy and cognitive therapy originally focused on cognitive aspects but got altered by incorporating behavior techniques. Coming to the rational emotive therapy. Albert Ellis, born in 1913, a clinical psychologist from Columbia University, first came up with the rational emotive therapy. In the year 1959, Albert Ellis founded the Institute for Rational Emotive Therapy and was also the director of the institute since 1960. In the year 1962, he published Reason and Emotion in Psychotherapy, which set the basis for rational emotive therapy. Albert Ellis viewed human nature as or believed that humans have the potential to be rational or irrational, to be self-preserving or self-destructive as well. His argument was that people perceive, think, emote and behave at the same time or simultaneously. Hence, to recognize the self-defeating behavior, it is essential to know how people perceive, think, emote and behave. Coming to the key concepts, rational emotive therapy relies on the part of cognition and how self-defeating and emotionally disturbing outcomes can be created by irrational thoughts. Coming to the role of cognition. The basic principle of rational emotive therapy is that the cognitive process that are basically irrational or illogical in nature results in emotional disturbance. Being rational is the ability to use logical thoughts or being sensible to make decisions based on reason and rather than emotions. While irrational is being illogical, being without any clear reason or inability to make sound decisions by having clarity of thought. Albert Ellis defined rational as whatever or everything that stimulates and upholds or promotes happiness, endurance, persistence or survival. And irrational as anything that constrains or obstructs or hampers the happiness and survival of an individual. Ellis also gives cues to identify the irrational or illogical thought process by observing into the certain statements. Statements which consists of words like should, must, or ought to may be considered as self-defeating statements. For example, a school student may think or says that I should get A only in all subjects. If not, I am an idiot or a dullhead. Or I must do really well in this task or a job, or else I am good for nothing. I am a nut. This should and must will stop the individual to think and reason beyond that and will not allow to reason or think in any other dimension, like if not or what if. So, this way of giving statements or deciding becomes irrational because individuals have their own abilities, capacities, interests, situations, circumstances, needs and requirements, and most important, everything will not work according to our desires every time. Hence, an individual should think factfully. Understanding this leads to rational thinking. Coming to the concept of ABC or the ABC concept. The popularity of rational emotive therapy is because of its easiness or being uncomplicated, or it is its simple way of using. The easiest way of making a client to understand the processes or the ways that are related to rational emotive therapy is through ABC concept. The abbreviation of the letter A is the event that takes place. This is a situation to which the client may react. The letter B stands for the interpretation of the event by the client, or it is the belief or the cognitive reaction of the client towards the event. The letter C indicates the reaction of the client towards the event or the emotional consequence of the interpretation. According to rational emotive therapy, it is important to understand that A, event, does not cause the C, that is reaction, but it is the B, that is interpretation, that causes the consequence or the reaction. The situation in our life will not directly bring out the reaction, but it is how we interpret it or how we take it makes us to react accordingly. If there is negativity or emotionally disturbing thoughts or self-defeating thoughts, then the interpretation will be negative or self-defeating, which results in negative reaction, and the client has feelings such as anxiety or depression. Further, there is the concept of D that recommends the client to learn to combat self-defeating thoughts, and E, which is the outcome of the learning process. Ellis believes that if there is any self-defeating thought process that occurs, it will occur at B. Hence, the client should be taught to combat self-defeating thought process at D and have a positive effect at E. The techniques that are used in this therapy. Albert Ellis identified cognitive, emotive, and behavioral techniques for the therapist to use it in rational emotive therapy. They are cognitive restructuring. One of the main techniques of rational emotive therapy is to make the client to utilize the ABC concept and learn to reform their illogical and irrational cognitions. Second technique is shame attacking exercise. This technique helps the client to understand bizarre character of obeying or observing and following some of their self-limiting affinities. For example, a client may be afraid to play squash because of what others may think. As a process of the therapy, a homework is given to the client to play squash and notice other people's reaction. Consequently, the client will realize that other people are busy with their minding their own business and they are not even paying attention. They all have their own work to mind rather than watch a person playing squash. The next technique is bibliography. Rational emotive therapy appeals as well as encourages the clients to understand and learn the basic fundamental principles of the therapy by reading books and listening to tapes. Coming to the next technique, that is behavioral technique. Rational emotive counseling applies behavior techniques like desensitization, assertive training, and operant conditioning to enhance the basic rational emotive therapy approach. Rational emotive counseling in the modern day argue that a change in the behavior may facilitate cognitive restructuring. A counselor who uses rational emotive therapy may use assertive training, which helps a client to stand up for his rights. At the same time, it will also reduce the tendency of negativity or irrational and illogical thinking. Now, coming to the process of rational emotive therapy. The main aim of rational emotive therapy is to minimize the negativity, emotionally disturbing thoughts, or self-defeating cognitions. Also, the goal is to make client gain more factful and real approach towards life and to be more tolerant. The process of rational emotive therapy is educational and confrontational. The counselor encourages the client to learn to combat irrational and illogical thinking and thoughts. In other words, self-defeating belief system. When the client realizes about his negative thoughts and actions, they can construct a cognitive reaction that produces more positive emotional results. In this video, we have understood about the key concepts, techniques and process of rational emotive therapy. In the next video, we will look into the cognitive therapy and its key concepts and process. Thank you.